Kobe, if you do play them in the playoffs, they haven't had Josh Howard any of the 3 games played in this year. So kind of different wrench to see.
He's a problem.
Yeah.
He's a problem because he's another guy that you got to really focus on, especially on that block.
Yeah.
In the mid post, you really got to pay attention to him. His offensive rebound capabilities, getting possessions back for his team. He's a problem.
Who do you think would get that?
All right. Welcome back to another edition of Dirty Talk. I am your host, Dirty Cuttz, and today we have a special guest, former NBA player, now head coach, none other than my boy Josh Howard.
Appreciate you, my brother.
Appreciate you. Boy, what's going on with you?
Oh man, just enjoying life, man. You know.
Yeah.
Bearing the fruits of my labor, man. Living life, coaching, like you said. Still doing a lot of foundation work between here and Dallas and raising my kids.
I know that's right. Well, it's a lot of questions that I need to ask you that I know a lot of the locals probably want to get more insight on, and just a whole host of variety of other things too I want to get into with you this evening. I guess first, man, let's just start with the beginning, man.
Mm-hmm.
I know that we was rivals in high school. You attended Glenn High School here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and of course I was at Carver, the Yellow Jackets. You know what I'm talking about? But anyway, so take me from your senior year at Glenn in high school.
Mm-hmm.
What was your state of mind, and where were you headed?
Well, my senior year of high school, I was basically trying to reduplicate what I did my junior year as far as being player of the year. Just becoming a senior, I just knew I needed to find some type of way of getting a scholarship. I was always great when it came to typical classwork, but unfortunately I didn't pass my SAT out of high school. For those, coming out at our time, you had to have that in order to go to college. So I was one of the first to take the prep school route. And I went to Hargrave Military Academy up in Chatham, Virginia, which done wonders for my career. It taught me how to be accountable. It taught me how to be a team player. And it also added another chip on my shoulder as far as being one of the best players in the region, but still not getting that recognition like I felt I should have gotten. So when I went to Hargrave, I was up there with a bunch of other young men that was just like myself. Maybe didn't pass high school, or they didn't pass the SAT, but they all came up there with something to prove, so that helped me out a lot in the long run as far as going out and not caring, about the situation, just, doing the best I could do.
So how long was you there? I'm sorry.
Just for, I want to say 8 months.
8 months?
Yeah,
okay.
So from August of 98 till April of 99.
Okay, so at the end of 99, you entered the draft.
No, I went to, I ended up signing with Wake Forest.
No, I'm sorry. Damn, I took it too quick. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Wake Forest, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
So you wound up getting a scholarship to Wake Forest.
Mm-hmm.
Now, being Wake Forest and being that be a hometown school,
Yeah.
did you appreciate that? Did you love that? Or did you want to go like, nah, I'd rather go to Notre Dame? Or was you just satisfied?
Well, I definitely was thankful. I think coming out of high school, I wanted to go to NC State. And for those who
Wolfpack.
Yeah, and for those who go through that recruiting process, teams will sell your dream, but once they find out, different situations like mine, not passing the SAT, they'll drop you like a bad habit and go, recruit the next kid, which would happen to me. So
stop right there.
Yeah.
Kids.
Get them.
Kids. This is the main thing that hinders great talent, is not focusing on your schoolwork when you're when you're in the scholastic sports, any sports. So he is a prime example of what could happen and what could happen to you when you don't have your grades in order. Okay, continue.
Yeah, and even to piggyback off that, like I said earlier, I had my grades in order. I just didn't pass the SAT.
Okay.
So again, with that being a socially biased test back then, they kind of removed that, especially me being a coach now. So a lot of these young men and women don't have to have that no more, which is easier for them to get accepted into a university. You know what I'm saying? So again, in my case, I came victim of that situation, but again, I was able to overcome that and, still make it to Wake Forest, which was one of the top PWIs in the nation.
Okay.
And I can kind of share that story as far as like when we came out, the typical SAT score, you had to have an 820. Well, Wake Forest was a step above that where you had to have a 940. So for me to be able to get that within 2 months of me being at Hargrave was just it speaks for itself as far as like my mental and being able to go up there and do what I was supposed to do to get to Wake. But when I
could have been did that.
Yeah, could have been did that. I was a Winston guy. I did my thing when I was in high school, so it was fun.
We all did, man.
Yes, sir.
We was young and full of everything.
Yeah, but once I got that one loan scholarship from Wake Forest, Dave Odom offered me. It was just like a breath of fresh air, and I also got to come back home and play in front of the hometown, which I never really thought about that. Like I said, so set foot on campus my freshman year as the lone freshman. Of course, all the upperclassmen definitely wanted to give me hell. Ran me around, played me hard. Thought I was.
Of course, you got to get.
I got to get it. Yeah, I had to get hazed a little bit.
Every other freshman.
Yeah, but they also knew that I wasn't one of those guys to play with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Especially being from Winston, because all I do is make a phone call.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand the whole procedure.
Yeah, man.
Now, speaking of that, being you from the South Side, right? Mm-hmm. South Side of Winston. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a pretty rough area in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and by you coming from there, going to Wake Forest, how was that for you, man? The transition. I mean, because we got Wake Forest is very prestigious, and we got nothing but a bunch of scientists and doctors over there. Right? How did you cope with that? And did you what were you able to how I want to put it? Were you able to coast after you figured it out?
Yeah, it was a culture shock my freshman year. I mean, I can honestly say that. Especially, like I said, going away for a year, doing the things that I did here as a junior and a senior. And then having to come back and reestablish myself. And again, just being around different cultures that I wasn't used to being around. So for me, I went in there with an open mind, knowing that my way wasn't the right way and had to look at everything like an open book, which I definitely benefited from because I definitely learned from a lot of different people. The perception of what I thought compared to once I left there definitely changed. And it helped me grow as a young man. Dave Odom along with Skip Prosser, rest his soul. Both those men definitely, showed me what it was to be accountable, like I said earlier with Hargrave. But also Wake Forest taught me how to be a humanitarian, and also give back to my community, which I kind of knew coming up through high school just as far as the areas that we grew up in. But coming into Wake Forest, we had to write an essay before you even got accepted about being pro-humanitarian. Which basically is, how you give back what you do in a time of need for others, and how you are accountable. So for me, it opened up my eyes to the things that I've been doing as far as my foundation to this point on, and just being more selfless and being a servant to others.
That's what's up. Okay, well, I'm going to ask that question that I wanted to ask earlier.
Okay.
Your senior year, Wake Forest.
Yeah.
You about to enter the draft.
Yeah.
You went, what, it was 29th? 29th in the first round, right?
Yep.
Were you shitting bricks?
Yeah. Literally.
Because I mean, like, I know you probably wanted to be like I thought you should have been in the top 5.
Yeah.
Why was you at that bottom level like that? Can we go into that? Is there any politics with that?
It's definitely politics. One of the things that was mostly said that I heard was I was good at everything, doing everything, but not great at doing one thing. And at the same time, that's when the European ball came into play. So they felt like European players was more better than, you know, these college guys coming out. And also, I was a 4-year senior, and I was seen as one of those guys that kind of like topped out, I guess you can say, as far as me staying all 4 years, compared to like the Carmelos and the LeBrons who came out my same year, and the Chris Boshes that were just 1 year and done. You know, they felt like my ceiling was done.
Well, they ain't do that shit to Duncan.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, it's a different story, and like I say, it was politics, you know, and Tim Duncan's a hell of a player, you know,
Yes, he
and he's a 7-footer.
Yes, he is.
You know, I was coming out of college, I was 6'5", and I actually grew 2 more inches once I got into the NBA, which, you know, helped me out a lot as far as being able to defend guards and forwards. So, you know, it's politics to the game, but again, for me, going to Hargrave and dealing with what I dealt with coming from high school and knowing I had to basically start from the bottom, it wasn't no different. I just knew I didn't mind proving myself. You know, and for me, that's what you make yourself, you know, and like my guy Ross said in the background, becoming the ACC Player of the Year spoke volumes because, again, I did not grow up thinking I was going to be this ACC NBA basketball player. I was pretty good at, you know, settling on a job, doing the best I could do, you know, if I didn't play basketball, you know, so.
I think you was just riding cloud 9, boy. You was so gifted and talented and just giving it to their ass. I don't think you really realized your potential at that time, at that moment of time.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But, well, I mean, you know, here's the say.
Well, I would say I realized it my senior year because I was the one senior and I had 5 freshmen, 3 sophomores that I had to lead. So for me to be able to do that at that point in my career and didn't have $1 million in my pocket, it was all about me understanding who I was, how I was viewed as a player at Wake Forest and in the city of Winston. You know, so I had to be conscious of who I was, you know, because if I wasn't, I could have been like any Tom, Dick, and Harry that played basketball and didn't do nothing with it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, so, let's go and get into the meat of this thing here. All right, so you get over there with the Dallas Mavericks. Everything is Gucci.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you down rocking their ass, you averaging 20. You making a name for yourself, right?
Yep.
Then, you finally catch press. And I don't even think you really... Did you even know that you was going to catch flame like that when you made that statement about the weed situation?
I would say no.
That you admitted that you smoked.
Yeah, I would say no, because at the time, you know, it was more so maybe about me being true with myself and who I was. You know, in hindsight, thinking back, yeah, I would have phrased it a different way, but you know, Helen Howard, who was my grandma, she always taught me to be true with myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, not sugarcoat nothing. And even thinking about now and how times have changed, if I'd have said that now, it would have been a completely different story. You know what I'm saying? So for me, even when I said the national anthem comment, you know, and I definitely apologized about that to those who I offended, but that was something that African Americans didn't celebrate.
And then what happened with Colin Kaepernick a few years later?
A few years later, you know,
Right.
so, you know, for me, it was just another situation in life that I had to get through and make the best of it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I think I said this to you earlier outside, like learning from my past helped me become the man who I am today. And just being conscious of what I do, who I'm around, and, you know, what I say, it goes a long way, you know, especially with our youth, you know, and, you know, you got to make sure you say the right things around them because they hold on to certain things, you know, that can carry them a long way.
Okay. Now, as a professional basketball player, did you have any unique experiences during the 5 teams you played for?
Unique?
Yeah, anything that stands out, like, I remember this shit. You know,
Well,
like,
shit, making it to the NBA Finals was definitely number one on
woo,
the list.
I know that's right.
Yeah, unfortunately we lost that, but you know, just to mentally get to the top of the mountain, and I don't think a lot of people can, and I'm not saying this to disrespect nobody, but relate to that type of accomplishment as far as the mentality of having to play the first season, which is considered the preseason. Then you had to turn around and play 82 games, which is the regular season. Then you turn around, as we call it, the third season, play playoff ball, which I know our other Winstonian, Chris Paul, has to deal with on a regular as far as making it and keep making it and making it. And that third season is the grind where basically your body has broken down mentally. Those guys who can't mentally follow a scouting report, pay attention to what, the coaches and the game plan is. If those guys can't push through that, ain't no point in you thinking you're going to make it to the finals. So to get that far in my career at that age, too, because I wasn't number 26. So, again, that made me realize, like, I was definitely something special, and I was around a lot of special, human beings that can do the same thing. So
stop right there.
Okay.
So you left the Mavericks that following year, right?
Nope.
No, it was
I left the Mavericks in 2009.
2009.
Yeah.
That following year, they won the championship.
Yep. 2 years later.
2 years later.
Yeah.
But you probably would have been a part of that squad,
Yeah.
right? Had not the politic bullshit happened with you.
Yeah, it was time to go, though.
Was you damn sick?
Nah. And I say no, because it was guys on that team that was there with me. So they only kept Dirk, Jason Terry, and Darrell Armstrong was the only three remaining guys that made it to the finals. So for me to see those guys win it, and I still lived in Dallas, so you got to remember, I'm still a fan of the Cowboys and the Mavericks.
Okay.
So it was cool to see that city celebrate that championship and know what it meant to that area. Because since then,
Did you go party with them guys?
I think I was playing with Utah at the time, so I didn't party with them.
Okay.
But I was able to keep in touch with them and enjoy, them having a good time with it.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
For me, it would have been dope to be on the winning side. But again, I played in the championship in 2006, so I got that experience. I just didn't get a chance to win. So for me, again, it was just a joy to see, especially Dirk, because a lot of people, ask me about Dirk. One of the coolest Germans you'll ever know. I never forget one time he got on the bus rapping Wu-Tang, and I looked at him like, what in the hell you know about this? But it was mainstream over there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So even on that aspect of me playing with a guy of international superstardom like that, it's people over there that know who I am just because of me playing with him, so.
Now, speaking of Dirk, my next question was, did you play against or play with somebody that you really idolized as you was coming up, like in high school and stuff like that? Was you able to play against somebody or play with somebody that you idolized?
Well, let's see, not necessarily idolizing. Play against, I would say I was a big fan of Kevin Garnett. So the times I got to play against him, and then even off the court when I made it to the All-Star game and him cracking jokes with me and stuff like that was definitely cool in itself. The first game I ever played was against Utah. Got to play against Karl Malone, John Stockton. Well, not John Stockton. I don't think he was there yet. Karl Malone was with the Lakers at the time then, so I got to play against him. Of course, Shaq. That was pretty cool to play against him. I got to chase around Allen Iverson, which was definitely cool because man,
like a little worm everywhere.
Bro, he didn't stop. But even in Allen Iverson's case, he changed the culture of basketball. To even have that,
there was a lot going on then.
Yeah, it was like and the NBA was trying to change the image. So I played in that era. So again, I think a lot of these young men now that's playing don't really understand what myself and the guys that played then, and then even the guys before us had to deal with for them to get to where they are right now. So, it was definitely a fun time then when I played.
Okay, now when you first got there, when you first got to professional ball, and you start making professional money, how was it in your personal life, far as having to take care of your family and friends? And did you invest in shit that you wasn't even interested in? Well, and was it a waste of time or was it a learning experience?
Well, I definitely invested in things that I learned from my financial advisor. So I was one of those guys that got in early with Microsoft. I got in early with Apple. I got in early with Amazon. I actually got in early with vitamin water when 50 Cent was running it. So for me, like I said, coming out in those times, that's what helped me out to this day to be able to live the same lifestyle I lived when I was making millions and millions of dollars. So for me, again, I paid attention, again, understanding how I had to start from the bottom all the time and realized like I had to work myself up. I just made sure I didn't want to be one of those guys that came back to Winston and people be like, oh, he made it, but what can he show for it now? You know what I'm saying? So for me, and I always hear my grandma's voice, about saving money. So that was definitely big for me. So for me, again, being able to still live in Dallas and still have a place here to call home, it speaks volumes, And
so I take it you're a family man.
Yeah, but I ain't married.
Okay.
So I got my kids. I got 2 boys and a girl. But just to go back to the family thing too, I made sure I took care of my family, friends, did whatever I could do to show them the support that they needed to continue to push forward. So I can honestly say I don't think there's nobody out there that's considered a family friend that can say I never did nothing for them.
There was no stone unturned.
Yeah, it wasn't, man. And, even to make myself available to this day, if somebody was to reach out to me on Instagram or text messages, I do my best to, give them the support I can give them. But I actually posted something today on my story about how you can tell people no just to get the real them. And so for me, and I've been a student of that game for a while, just because I know certain people will just reach out to you because they feel like you got it and you don't have nothing else going on. So I learned that a long time ago. It's okay to tell somebody no, or like my financial advisor say, blame it on him. I'm big. I know I'm saying this in public or whatever. This might get out there. I tell you real quick. My financial advisor tells me no. Just because that's the go-to. At the end of the day. So for me, if I want my kids to live a certain lifestyle once I'm not around, I got to do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I see it.
Great analysis.
Yeah, bro. Like I don't play around about my money at the end of the day.
You can't, man.
Yeah,
Can't. You definitely got to be a grown man about it and seize the moment and take care of it.
Yeah, and Mark Cuban, I tell a lot of people this and they ask that. As far as having an owner like him,
you were blessed to have an owner like him.
Yeah, because it would be times where he would come to the front of the plane and tell us about the collective bargaining agreement and what we should do as players, even though he was the owner on the other side.
Well, he in that Shark Tank, y'all. So y'all need to.
Yeah, Shark. Yeah, that's his thing. But even to this day, I can reach out to Cube.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
How many times did he have to cuss your ass out?
None. That was Avery Johnson that cussed me out.
Oh, that was Avery.
Avery was the workhorse. Cuban, we used to have to tell Cuban to shut up because he was.
You not shut up. How you gonna tell the $1 million man to shut up?
Because he was around us like he was one of the guys a lot. So we seen past that.
Okay.
It was more so like
brotherhood.
And he would talk shit to the wrong referees sometimes. Or call him out. Yes, basically, and he would sit like right beside the bench. So. For me, it was cool. Or one of his go-to lines, and I don't know if he'll ever see this podcast, but he would always say, get it to Dirk. And we used to be like, yo, Dirk is not the only guy that could score the basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we understood, where he was coming from. And like I say, Dirk is definitely a Hall of Famer. And we know when that game was on the line, number 41 better have that basketball.
Right. I mean, it was damn near, it was obvious.
Yeah, it was obvious. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So, shoot.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
When you went to the finals, was that your all-star appearance too? I mean, was that the same year you went to the all-star game?
No, I went to the all-star that next year.
Okay.
But I was fortunate enough to make the I guess they say rookie and sophomore game.
Okay.
So, I had 3 years of all-star experiences, which was definitely, a dope experience. Again, to be around guys like Kobe, LeBron, of course, in my class, Tim Duncan's, Dirk, which he's never had another all-star play with him outside of myself, so I can hold on to that and take that into the history books, because he played with some dope guys like Michael Finley, Steve Nash, you know what I'm saying? So for me to be even in, the same breath as Dirk, like I said, I've always been humbled from my beginnings over there in Morningside, just to be thankful for what I receive. And, always show my best, so those things like that definitely, push me to be who I am.
Right.
Yeah.
So, ending up your professional career as a basketball player, did you have any regrets?
Thinking back about it, like, no, I regret I never got hurt. That's the one thing that people kind of get misconstrued, especially with, like you say, the comments that I said back in my day, and they made it seem like that was the end of my career, which it wasn't, because I went on and played 5 more years after that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The regrets is having these 2 ACL tears. And for those people who don't know, I basically had to learn how to walk and run again. And mentally, it strains you because, again, with me being the type of player I was, a slasher, go to the basket, I was scared to go in there because I didn't know if I was going to tear another ACL or hurt something that went along with it. So for me, it was just getting hurt because, I was healthy all the way until that first injury, and that was 7 years in the league, So, for me, that's the one thing I do regret, just getting hurt, but you can't control that.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, you finish everything up, and you go into this coaching thing.
Mm-hmm.
What made you want to do that?
Well, first off, when I retired, of course, it was because I knew, I was getting old and beat up. So I took 2 years off to kind of find myself, recenter myself, go have some fun, travel, see things that I couldn't see because of my schedule. And coaching-wise, me and Mr. Nivens over there, who runs my foundation up here and also does the league over at Reynolds Park and CP3, we had started doing some training over at Piedmont College, which is now Carolina College, which gave me my first opportunity. And on July 26, 2016, I lost my grandmother like 3 months earlier. And I also lost Coach Prosser in 2007, who was the man at Wake Forest that came in and took Coach Odom's spot. And I never forget, we was in there working out, and the president of the school came down and he said this to Coach, and he was like, "Hey, my head coach just retired, and I'm looking for a coach." And if you know anybody, he was talking to me, he was like, "If you know anybody, just give me a call." And, I got to thinking about that thing, not knowing that he didn't know that, Coach Prosser had passed away on that same day, I guess 10 years prior, or 9 years prior. So I got in my car and, I prayed about it, and I just did like a coach's clinic with the NBPA, which is the National Basketball Players Association. And, something just spoke to me, and it said, call him and tell him, you're the man for the job. So, I had a couple of tears roll down my eyes, and I called him, and I told him I found somebody, and he was like, "Who?" And I said, "Me." And, from that point on, man, I just took it and ran with it. And I think the biggest thing I've learned from being a coach is that outside of using my platform to help others, it's about the mentorship. Like my mom, my mom was a single mother raising me and my brother. And I know a lot of these young black men out here don't have, that male figure that they can look at and just, totally respect, and that's a big thing about, us as men. We need to respect somebody older than us to really make us, be better than what, the next man is.
Right. We need somebody to look up to.
Yeah. So that's why I don't mind. I like to use the word respect because, like I tell my players, I don't want you to look at me as a dad figure. I want you to look at me as like an uncle, a brother, a cousin that you can relate to, but also, like I say, respect.
Right.
So
well, I feel like as men, respect to us is like loving us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'd rather you respect me than be in love with me.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I know I can maintain my self-confidence and be able to be a representation of the man that I need to be for
the next man,
for my son, my family that's up under me, and whoever I inspire or I touch. And man, I applaud you for that. Yeah. And I'm coaching myself. I've been coaching Little League football.
Yeah.
I'm coaching this year. I'm coaching my son's team.
Yeah.
So I definitely understand, and I understand why you had a tear in your eye, because somebody had to do it for us.
Yep.
When we came up.
Yep, the Coach Poles, the Coach Clouds, Coach Butler.
Say it.
Yeah, man. Like the list can go on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
man.
I definitely commend you on that. So, what year is it now? Have you been coaching? How
Oh
long has it
Lord,
been?
this year 7 coming up.
It's a 7th year.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I'm like. Thank you. Yeah.
Good job, man.
Yeah, man.
So, and this is at the same establishment, right?
Well, I left Piedmont, which is now Carolina, in 2000, and then I got the head coaching job at University of North Texas at Dallas.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's the sister school of UNT, which is University of North Texas. But eventually, we plan on becoming a Division I school. It's definitely, like, I guess you can say it's the equivalent of Winston-Salem State.
So is it Division II?
Well, it's NAIA Division I.
Division I.
Yeah.
With the
With
extras in between.
Yeah. So, I mean, we play D3 schools. I was able to get a game against Grambling State this year, so that's going to be a cool trip.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to going down there and hopefully showing up and showing out.
Now, let me ask you something. Just hypothetically.
Okay.
What if you get an offer to a black school? Would you take it?
Well, that's ultimately the plan. You know, after watching what Deion Sanders.
Winston-Salem State?
Yeah, well, I actually applied for that job and lost to the current coach right now.
Are you bullshit?
Which I understand why. You know, I ain't gonna say the reasons why, but
Why?
he went to Winston-Salem State and I didn't.
Man, you lived in
His
Winston-Salem
dad,
State.
Yeah, I said the same thing, but it's
It was across the street from you.
Yeah, I was there on campus as a high schooler too. But I understood, man, as far as the nuances of those things.
I don't understand.
It's an alumni thing. It's an alumni thing. And I respected them.
Damn, you should have came over there with me and Tori then. Shit.
Hey, it would have been an awesome experience, man. But again, for what Coach Cleo has done over there, and with them winning the CIAA a year after he got there, like, I commend him. You know what I'm saying? So, for me,
Congratulations, Coach. No shade to you.
Nah, none at all, man. Because y'all kicked our asses when I brought Piedmont over there. Well, actually, take that back. We gave them a run for their money.
Okay.
Until the last 5 minutes, we ran out of gas.
Okay, we ran out of gas.
Yeah, we ran out of gas.
All
But
right, Coach. I ain't tripping.
yeah, but the experience, like I say, getting back to Dallas. Coaching, basically Dallas is like my hometown as well, so I got the same respect, the same following, and it's in Oak Cliff, and I don't know if y'all are familiar with Oak Cliff, but that's the equivalent of being in the east and the south side of Winston.
Okay.
Yeah, so dealing with those demographics and understanding that we want to go after first generation students or low income students. That's right on my alley as far as getting those type of young men and women, because I help our women's coach recruit over there and get an affordable education. You know what I'm saying? And also get the chance to play basketball.
That's big.
Yeah, man. So again,
Are you doing any? I heard you mention some charity work. You doing what you doing?
Well, just yesterday I partnered with this foundation called Rainbow Days, and did a back to school drive in the city of Dallas, which was pretty cool, and it was for kids that have been put in homes or either abused, at a young age. So that was fun in itself, just to see the young men and women, walk up to me and enjoy that. I also do feeding programs in the city of Irving, which is right outside of Dallas, which again helps those that are less fortunate and able to feed themselves, in the communities, which has also been a blessing. Up here, my right-hand man over there, Steve Nivens, does the league over at Reynolds Park, or as everybody knows now, the Anderson Center. But again, when we was growing up, it was Reynolds Park.
Son played at.
Yeah, played it there. Have an after-school program at Sprague that had to take a back seat just because of COVID, but we're going to get that back going now that everything is safe. And what else we're starting back doing camps again too, because like I said, with COVID, we kind of took a back seat to that, and I've been doing camps since 2006 when I started my league. So to take 2 years off was kind of a long shot due to COVID, but now that things are opening back up, we're going to get back in tune with that. And just continuing to be, a presence in both communities. I feel like, and I hate I'm finna say this, my plate is full when it comes to community work, but I'm still open to partnering with anybody, that has any type of great ideas to continue, motivating the community.
Word. You heard that, folks?
Yeah.
So come with the real shit, not that bullshit.
Yeah, man. And not saying that the BS is, not heard. You just got to really think about,
Well, I mean, you got to
your
filter
mission.
it out. You got to filter it.
Because just like I had to figure it out and, have to go for grants, and I know Steve does a great job doing that. Like, you
Steve's
have
a
to.
grant writer?
No, but he knows grant writers. Yes. So even
Steve's
saying
the
that,
motherfucking man.
a lot of people don't know that that's the part of the game that gets foundations, money. So for us, just knowing the right way to write grants or know what we want as far as the foundation, like I said, and at this point with me now, I'm at the point where all I got to do is really show up, and 9 times out of 10 they'll do what we need.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Damn, do you got any future endeavors that you want to get into, like
You want to be
the entertainment field? Or
Nah,
anything?
I talked to Tommy about that. It wasn't meant for me to be no rapper.
Wow.
I can't produce beats. My daughter can draw, so I'm trying to get her into like arts and stuff like that.
I might need to holler at you on that. 'cause I
Yeah,
do
she's
the
definitely
arts.
dope with that to be 11. But one thing I have thought about, and I've definitely, love my community. I grew up in Morningside. I follow this guy named Grove Hero from Memphis. And the way he buys back the community, buying homes back in my hometown.
Okay, say his name again.
Grove Hero. Yeah.
Okay, now what does he do?
Buys homes in his hometown, in his neighborhood. He actually just refurbished the gym, and I've definitely did that over there at Reynolds Park before. But just to see the community, stay attached to that.
So you buying back the community,
Buying back the community, basically,
setting the trend like them, like our fellow Latino brothers.
Yeah. They do a great job doing it too.
Yeah, they really took over
He a fool
the
for that
southern
one.
side of Winston-Salem.
Yes, but they do it as a group too.
Yeah,
so,
they do. They do, and they ain't playing with you.
They not playing. So for me, just to see those type of things, that's probably the only endeavor I want to embark on as I get older. But as of right now, coaching, raising those kids of mine, and just trying to be a model citizen. Those are the things that I enjoy doing, and just chilling, man. Because like I said, I've had one hell of a life, man. And
That's what's up, man. I'm proud of you,
man.
bro.
Yes, sir. Appreciate
Damn.
it.
Damn, man. Just to see your whole growth and transition, man, is amazing, man. And damn, man. And I was talking to Primo, man, and we was talking about how all of us were so talented and we all went our own ways, and then now that we're older, it seems like now we're back.
Yep.
Again, as grown men, we done went through our little trials and tribulations, and now everybody got their own special story to tell.
Yeah.
And I think it's amazing, man. And just to hear what my brothers done been going through since we left high school. And shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. It's like it comes back around full circle,
yeah,
man.
it's crazy.
Yeah, that's why you can't never give up on yourself. You just got to keep pushing, man. Like I said, I was in a situation, like I said, at a young age where, I wasn't gonna let nothing stop me. And everybody has their own stories, just how you bounce back from it.
Word.
Yeah.
You got any shout outs?
Of course, shouting out Winston-Salem, North Carolina. If it wasn't for this area, my family and friends, I wouldn't be who I am today. My kids, for sure, because they the reason why I wake up every morning and do the things that I do. My mom, step pops. Unfortunately, I lost my dad about 1.5 years ago. Yeah, man, it sucks because he was a neighborhood superstar around here as well.
You know what?
Yeah. That guy was live, boy. Yeah.
Hey, but before we end it,
Okay.
I know you said your grandmother was special to you.
Yeah.
Let's talk just a little bit about her, man.
Okay.
I just want to know, man, because it seemed like that was
Very instrumental in my growth.
right.
Yeah.
Right. What was her name, and how was she special to you, brother?
Well, her name was Helen Howard. From Winston-Salem. Just a stand-up woman. worked for the school system in the cafeteria for 20 plus years.
Cafeteria later.
Yes.
We ain't got no more green beans.
We ain't got no more, and she'll tell it to you just like that. Then she transitioned over to being the janitor at Glenn High School while I was there, and the host of my cousins went through there. So to see her every day outside of living with her my last 3 years of high school, and not saying I couldn't stay with my mom just allowed me to go with grandma, because that was like, I was her grandson, her husband, her boyfriend. Like, I was all the hell. Steve was too when I started playing ball, you know.
That's what's up, man.
So just to have that type of woman that constantly motivated me and just pushed me to, you know, be the greatest Howard I could be, you know, and that's one thing I can say, even going back to, you know, the things that I said that the people try to ridicule me about. And I never forget her telling me, like, baby, people say things all the time. It's just you was really honest about it, you know, because I was really hurt that I thought I might have messed up our last name as far as a Howard. But once she gave me the green light that she wasn't worried about it, you know, that kept me pushing forward. Yeah, man. So, that's what's up. You know, just to know, you know, I was a part of her and my granddaddy, Johnny J, because I'm named after her. I'm Joshua J. You know, those two people were very influential in, you know, me and be who I am. Yeah, so I'm just thankful to be a Howard. All my Howards.
Shout out to Grandma.
Yeah, man. Just, you know, I appreciate them, man. You know, and I'm just, again, thankful to still be here to see all this stuff happening. And again, you know, be a presence in the community where people can really say, you know, Josh Howard is from Winston-Salem.
That's what's up.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, and there it is. Y'all got the motherfucking interview.
Yeah, man. Well, can I give you a shout out?
You sure can, buddy.
So again,
you sure can.
I told Cardo outside, like, I used to watch him play football. Like, he was one of the coldest running backs in the city.
Thank you. Thank you for my flowers.
Only other guy that I knew that really ran the rock, and people might be mad, was Chris McCoy. If I'm missing out on any other people, but you know, as far as what you did. Oh yeah, Ra. Sorry, Ra. Yeah, look, Ra gonna cuss him out after this.
One of the baddest.
Yeah, look. But like you touched on a little bit earlier, like, this city has tremendous talent. You know, we just got to figure out a way to get this talent out, kind of like how, you know, the cities in Florida do it, the cities in Texas do it. A lot of people sleep on this area, but not realizing that it's a gold mine. Like, and that's another thing, going back to my recruiting, I consciously, and people know where I'm at, I constantly try to get a kid from Winston-Salem every year.
Okay.
Yeah, like this year I got Davion Dixon. He's from this area. I know his pops. I just met his mom just because, you know, of course, you know, just don't go that route. But just continue to do that.
Another kid I want you to look for. Mm-hmm. Jahan Ingram.
Okay.
He's a boxer. He over there with Mayweather and them team.
Okay. He from Winston?
From Winston.
Say no more then.
Remember, well, I don't know if you remember Sheikha Tyner. Went to Carver with me.
Probably know if I see
that's
him.
her son, man.
Okay.
But the boy bad. The boy bad. He the next thing.
All right.
And Mayweather done scooped him up.
That's dope. Yeah, because he going to lose Tank. Tank finna go ahead and start making his own little calls.
But that's okay. He can take his ass on.
Yeah.
My boy finna fill his shoes.
That's what's up,
in a minute. But yeah, look for him, Jahan Ingram, man.
I definitely will, man.
Yeah, man. Damn, I guess, did we touch everything?
I think so. Shout out my mom. I know I said it, but yeah, she gets sensitive sometimes when I don't shout out. But old
shout out
Nancy
Mama
Henderson,
now. Yeah. What about Daddy? He
rest his soul.
Rest his soul.
My step pops was cool, but you know he's my step pops. I love him to death too. But
okay.
Yeah, man, I'm a mama and grandmama's boy for sure.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. All right. Well,
I've enjoyed it, man. Appreciate
you. Enjoyed it?
Yeah, man, it's dope, man.
I enjoyed it too, and I'm still enjoying it, man. And you know what? I learned now not to take life so damn serious because it's so short, man.
So short, yeah.
And I wanna say that I'm learning to love way better, man.
Yeah.
As I get older.
Yep.
Because I understand so much more. I understand why my parents or my older cousins or brothers and sisters. I understand the way they acted now. You know what I'm saying? Because now I'm older and I see. you know. But man, this has been an amazing conversation, bro.
Yeah, man, I enjoyed it.
Like,
man.
yeah, man.
Like I said,
I want to thank you for coming out, man, and blessing us with your presence.
Yes, sir.
I know you got a busy schedule.
No, actually, this is my vacation week.
So I caught you on the good time.
After I leave here, I get to go to Miami for a couple of days.
I know that's right. Can I go? Goddamn. I mean, well, my birthday, you know, just you know what I'm saying? Nah. We'll talk about it. Okay, yeah. Now, in closing, please go to Dirty Talk Pod 336 and subscribe. Like, don't stare, but share.
Yeah, that's a good one.
With your phone game. Okay. Now, y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but y'all here with our stinking asses today. And I love y'all to death. Peace, love, and happiness.